I wanted to start this channel off on a topic that I still question to this day, regardless of what we may have heard in The Last Jedi. I'm referring to the scene where Kylo Ren tells Rey that her parents are nobodies. As you can tell by the title of the video, you can clearly see that I don't believe that one bit. The director of The Last Jedi, Rian Johnson, pretty much fed to my belief that her parents aren't actually nobodies. He said that Kylo Ren told her that because that was what he saw at that point in time. And the point of him telling her that was that Rey needed to hear something that would have been the hardest explanation as to who her parents would have been. And the whole purpose of that is to try to get her to go to the dark side. Now, one of the reasons why this is still a topic that's constantly on my mind every time I even see Star Wars is mainly because everyone that I've seen the movie with, The Last Jedi, seem to still believe that her parents are actually nobodies and that Kylo Ren is telling the truth. I'm just not gonna believe that he's telling the truth. Every main character in the Star Wars trilogies had somebody as a parent that was extremely important. Anakin Skywalker, he was made up by midichlorians, which is an organism that helps Jedis connect with the Force. That is a big deal. The Force is the thing that Star Wars focuses around pretty much the most. And then on top of that, we have the offspring of Anakin Skywalker, which is Luke Skywalker and Leia Organa. Their parents are Darth Vader, aka Anakin Skywalker, and Padme Amidala. These are big characters in the Star Wars franchise, and I can't sit here and actually believe that our next main character, Rey, has nobodies for parents. She's that strong with the Force and everything, with just random nobodies as parents. I'm just not buying it. And then the next thing I'm going to tap into is who can her parents actually be? From the very first one, The Force Awakens, I immediately was like, oh, this is definitely Luke Skywalker's daughter. Just because it would make sense. The Skywalker lineage continues, but with a new character. However, when I saw The Last Jedi, it kind of changed my mind just a little bit, and then it quickly changed my mind again. The reactions are going wild right now. So in The Last Jedi, we see Luke Skywalker has absolutely no clue who Rey is. Now, if we go back to The Force Awakens, when they show Rey as a little kid, she looks of age to be able to remember what her parents look like. So the fact that she doesn't really see Luke Skywalker as her dad kind of throws that hitch off a little bit. Not only that, but while I was watching the movie, I also started thinking, wouldn't Luke be able to tell that that was Rey just by feeling her through the Force? Kind of like how Darth Vader did with Luke Skywalker and how Leia did with Kylo Ren. And Kylo Ren back to Leia. They could feel each other's presence when they're close to each other, and Luke didn't really have that with Rey. But then, not too much longer after we see that, Rey brings it up that Luke hasn't been connected with the Force at all, which would make perfect sense that he wouldn't be able to feel that that was his daughter. However, I'm going back to what I said before. Why wouldn't Rey be able to recognize Luke as her father? She looks of age in The Force Awakens as a kid when she gets dropped off. She looks like as if she would actually remember who her parents were. It just makes sense to me that way. So my faith in Luke Skywalker being Rey's parent is gone. I don't believe it anymore. Then you have your theories that Obi-Wan Kenobi's the father, that Qui-Gon Jinn is the father, which is a extreme reach, and that Palpatine is the father, which is also another extreme reach. I don't think her parents are anybody that we've seen in Star Wars, obviously. I'm gonna go off of that she was conceived like Anakin was conceived, and that was by midichlorians, because it's kind of insane how strong she is and how much she knows about the Force, given no training at all and given her age of when she actually started to learn. Look how much Luke Skywalker was struggling in his first stages of training with Yoda. It's kind of insane that Rey, given a little bit less time, comes in and just picks up a shitload of rocks at the end of the movie to free her friends out of that old rebel base from Crate. And that goes without mentioning that famous scene where there's millions of Reys looking to each other, and she finally gets to the end and asks who her parents are, and it comes to find out that the whatever she was talking to showed her herself, like she was looking in a mirror. It was just a reflection, which feeds on to my theory that her parents aren't Nobodies, I'm thinking that what happened was that she was conceived by the midichlorians, which would explain how strong she is with the Force. Maybe her being conceived as a baby, somebody found her, and that was the parents that Kylo Ren was referring to, and they ended up giving her off into Jakku to Ungar plot. That's what I'm thinking happened. It was just weird to me how Rey's parents were such a big question before The Last Jedi, and all of a sudden after The Last Jedi, nobody really seems to care anymore. I don't see anybody really talking about it, and everybody that I've seen the movie with seems to just believe Kylo Ren, and I don't see it. I think he just said that to try to get her to turn to the dark side, get her feeling angry. So that's going to conclude the first video I ever put on this channel, and let me know down low in the comment section who you think her parents are, and if you think you can explain a certain situation where Rey actually has Luke as a dad, because that would be cool and I'd like to hear it. So if you enjoyed that video, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell button to get notified every time I post a video.